But I think that about wraps up our review. We're going to jump right into our ratings and Can You Fumble while watching this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to go first?
I'll do it.
Taryn wants to go first. Taryn, Can You Fumble? What do you rate this?
I'm gonna say, if the actors are fumbling the whole damn thing, then you can fumble the whole fucking movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
Full
Oh,
cup
yeah.
of wine. Let's go.
Oh yeah, brother. Don't let that shit breathe. Drink that straight.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like what you mentioned at the beginning, Adrian, when you were saying, like, this movie's just kind of old and like everything that happens. Like, it's such a cliche. A lot of shit that happens is just so common in other things that it's like hard to take this one particularly seriously. And I totally agree with that, because like, especially the first half, I was like, oh, okay, like this is old as hell. But then the second half with the boat, like, that was where it was really good for me.
Yeah.
I loved the relationship between Hooper and Quint or whatever. Like, that was really funny to see.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, John Williams, not seeing the shark, even if it wasn't intentional, like, I just loved all that shit. The ending, yeah, like I said, the ending was really dumb to me. Like, it was so abrupt. I just didn't like that part of it at all. So I'm gonna rate it at a 7.8.
All right. 7.8. And Taryn thinks you could fumble on this one. So, who wants to take over next?
I can go.
All right, we'll go
if
James.
you want me to. Yeah, so yeah, first part of the movie is a little slow. Kind of don't really know where you're going there, but this is one of the movies where I'm just blessed to not know anything about it somehow. I know that I need a bigger boat. That was pretty much it. But I remember, like I said in the beginning, I thought that the shark never shows up. and so I was honestly pleasantly surprised throughout this whole movie, or throughout most of the movie, Yeah, I kind of wanted a little more blood on some main characters, I wanted, I just wanted
to see those
that.
kids fucking die.
It didn't even have to be the kids. Maybe the guy's wife. I don't know. Like, I just want. I don't know. Maybe I just like the main character have like a bone to pick. He just wants to pick a bone.
Sure.
And so that was kind of just like okay for me, but I definitely agree with Taryn, Quint, and Hooper's. Just the dialogue I thought was incredible, honestly. Like, it really just felt like just men's men just always trying to fucking one-up each other. And then once he brings out that Indianapolis story, he's just like, holy fuck, you're not topping that. Like, that's just crazy. And I was just wondering, how are they going to fill 2 hours? How are they going to do it? And then they just managed to do it. That last hour goes by fucking quick. That first hour you're kind of like, but that last hour, just the banter, the sea shanties, like all that kind of shit, I just like it. Like, it was really cool. The gore is really practical. Like it, man. Really like it. John Williams, the GOAT.
Can you fumble? By the way, did you answer that?
Can you fumble? Definitely. I don't think that there's too much going on that you need to like really pay attention to. This is a good one, and this is like what horror movies should be, in my opinion. You get, like, it's not like this crazy. It's not dark or anything. A lot of the shots are very beautiful and in broad daylight. Most of the fear comes from not seeing. So I don't know. This movie really did it for me. I liked it. With that being said, it is an 8.3.
8.3 coming up from James. Yeah, that's a respectable score. All right, I guess we'll go clockwise with this. I'll take it over next. Yeah, I mean, just mirroring what we've already talked about John Williams. Is there a better composer? I don't know. Alive today, especially, probably not. The music in this is so fucking iconic. It does so much. And I think that this movie really, it just like shows what a perfect storm can really do for a movie. because so many things went wrong. I mean, with going more than double the budget of this movie, over 100 days over where, like the deadline was. I mean, the writing wasn't all the way polished, and all of that had to be done, kind of on the fly. All of these things, like, were so, I'm sure, like, while it was being filmed, were so stressful, but it needed it. And I honestly don't know if we would be talking about this movie today if all of these terrible things didn't happen to it, if all of these terrible problems didn't happen. And who's to say that Spielberg wouldn't have been launched into this phenomenal career that he's had if he didn't have how much of a blockbuster that this movie was. I mean, it has so much in the suspense and like just the intention on, you know, having certain things in scene and not wanting certain colors in scene because you want the red to pop out. Like, just so much intention, so much, that was just so beautiful. And what I think takes away from it for me, which I hate, is like what Taryn was saying, how I mentioned that I feel like I know the story. And if I would have seen this, you know, before knowing everything about the movie, it would have been shocking. Like, it would have just been completely, revolutionary to film. And I think that it for sure was at the time. Um, but watching it today, I think that it did age well. I think that the acting was good. The music of it, obviously, everything was still really good, and it was still enjoyable. I still enjoyed watching the movie. I was still scared at times. So with all of that being said, this movie for me. Oh, can you fumble? I think you should fumble with this. I don't think it's a complicated story, and I think it would enhance some of the fear and jump scenes. Like, just being a little bit with, your inhibitions at the door, just
I
kind
got
of,
scared every fucking time. I was just
you
like,
know,
ah,
like,
what the
I think
fuck?
if you were drunk though, you'd be like, oh, shit. Like, it would
Yeah.
be, so I 100% you could fumble on this. Um, so my rating for this movie is a nice solid 8.5
Nice.
Oh,
out of 10.
Like it.
So Jay,
cool.
take it away.
Yeah, I mean, can you fumble? Yeah, totally. Not a lot of like story that could go over your head. Is pretty cut and dry, and it probably adds to the excitement, like everybody said.
Mhm.
Um, I think, John Williams, of course, definitely gotta put that out there. He's always awesome in everything he does. I think the cinematography was really cool. There was a lot of interesting shots. There was a lot of really good like framed things. Like, you would see things through the shark mouth bones, or you would see things like framed in between these different like pieces of the ship and stuff that were just really cool. The effects were cool. They were practical. The budget was a lot lower than I thought it was going to be, which is like kind of crazy for the amount of impact that this movie has. Which I think really is what drives it home for me, is like the the concept is not necessarily super complicated, but the execution and the what it's done for the culture of film and culture in general is like so far and beyond its reach that it's just like an all around like an inspiring movie. I think it's really good. I mean, I think it's like appropriately scary. It's all of these things, and even in 2020, it holds up as like a pretty intense like thriller of a movie. Even though there's like weird, you got to forgive the time and some of the animatronics and stuff like that, but all things said and done, it's solid. It's like a solid movie. It's iconic for a reason, right? And so for me, I give it just an 8.0. Solid 8.0.
Nice. Solid 8.0. So that brings us to a collective 8.15 out of 10. We would love to know what you guys thought of this movie. Be sure message us on any of our socials: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Email us filmfumblers@gmail.com. All of those you can find at filmfumblers.com. Be sure you are following our Twitch channel. You can watch all of our episodes live. We record them typically on Saturdays, but again, follow our socials. You'll find out when we're going to go live on those.
Mhm.
But yeah, thanks so much for tuning in today, guys. If you're watching us live, be sure to stay tuned and enjoy our after show. Next episode, we will be reviewing Hereditary, an Ari Aster A24 film. Super excited about that one. So yeah, any other closing thoughts? I think we're good, guys.
We are good.
Good. All right. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Cheers.
Peace.
Bye.
Cheers.